Lizzie, thank you so much for joining me today on the Tiny Sessions podcast. It's lovely to chat to you.
It's really good to be here.
Thank you so much. So for anyone who hasn't heard about yourself and your team, you guys are the Hut Life, and they people might not know, but you've got a beautiful shepherd hut that you've set up for people to go and stay at. Could you just tell us a little bit about yourselves and a little bit of background to you?
Yeah, so the team really is just a group of friends. So me, my partner Liam, Ben and Sophie. So it originally started, about 4 years ago now. We just got back from Bali, and me and Liam, we were feeling a bit blue and didn't have much to do. So my parents actually started off the whole shepherd's hut thing.
Oh wow.
So they said, why don't you, we're going to build a shepherd's hut, why don't you build one?
Cool.
But it was shepherd's hut with a bit of a difference. So their idea was they've got enough vehicles, so they didn't need enough vehicles, so they didn't want a van. So they built a shepherd's hut on a trailer that we could take on days out. So we like to be outdoors, but the weather can be iffy.
Yeah.
So it's literally like a traveling lounge. So theirs is incredible. So they literally tow it behind their truck to Exmoor, to the Burrows.
Oh,
set up
amazing.
They've got a fold out decking. Theirs has got a toilet, a little stove in it, kitchen area, and a fold out sofa bed. So they can literally sit in the sofa with the stove in the corner with two sort of glass doors looking at you. It's unreal. So they just go
beautiful.
Yeah, they just take it out for the day and just set up, and they've got everything they need. So that was their idea, and we decided to build one alongside. But we wanted something for like a weekend, something for a festival, something that we can stay in. So, but something with a fixed bed.
Okay.
So both me and Liam have done a lot of like caravanning when we were children, and we didn't want the whole put down bed thing. So that was really important to us. So yeah, we decided to put a ramshackled kind of little hut together. And actually it turned out really lovely. So it's kind of, mainly sort of made of reclaimed and recycled materials. I think the doors and the windows, or the door definitely came from Liam's granddad's garage.
Oh nice, I like that.
Yeah, so it's all things that were no longer needed. They're not perfect by any means, but it's watertight and it's a little bit rustic, and it does the job. So Liam had absolutely no DIY skills. Well, no DIY skills, but he'd never done anything like that really. He's quite a hands-on guy, but this was kind of like the making of him building stuff and making stuff. So so that was like for him to do it alongside my dad, with some input from his dad as well. It was really nice to sort of do it together and side by side in my dad's workshop. So
that's so lovely.
So that's how it started. So we've got our personal hut, which is really small, and I've written the measurements down because I can never remember. So our little hut is so small, it's 8 foot by 6 foot.
So cute.
The bed isn't quite full size, which is now something. Now we've kind of been in it, well, we've had it for the last 4 years, that actually if we could change something, we'd make the bed slightly bigger, so that we'd be happy to stay in it for longer. But it fits me, Liam, and Oaken, who's a very big boxer, manage, but that's where the hut life started, and we took it away. We took it to Glastonbury in 2019, I think it was. We've taken it to Cornwall. We take it around North Devon coast, and we get so many people pop in and go, can we have a look around? And it's like, and they say, do you rent it out? Like what's the, and it's just, so that's kind of, we've gone, let's do something. Not ever really knowing what to do, and then Liam and Ben got chatting, and two guys together sort of pumping each other up. They decided, okay, let's make this work. And I don't think any of us really realized where it would take us, or like
Yeah.
it's almost got quite, not serious because we're not serious people, but it's got quite like, rather than doing it on like the side, it's become quite a, you know, start up.
Full business. Yeah, like a proper startup business. Yeah.
I don't think any of us had it in our head like this is going to be a startup business. It was,
Yeah.
let's create something for people to enjoy how we enjoy it.
Yeah.
Rather than let's make money out of it, because it's definitely not money making. It's not a money making scheme by any.
Wow, you never know though. You never know.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
so
obviously in the
people
future,
wanting,
let's see where it goes in the future. But for
yeah.
now, it's a hobby.
Yeah, it's nice because you haven't got that pressure either then, of like going, oh, we're just doing this and we're setting up this like hut that making people really could stay in. That's it. That's amazing. So at the moment, so you guys are doing it not just only doing the hut life, so have you all got different jobs that you do alongside?
So the hut life, like I said, it is our side project. So I'm a hairdresser. I work in a salon in Barnstaple in North Devon. Liam works for Southwest Water. Ben's a plumber. He works for Logico, and Sophie works for the NHS. And she's currently a new mum. She's just had a baby last week, so we're sort of welcoming Mabel into the world, and it's
lovely to have such happy news. Welcome.
Like the whole of the hut build, whilst we were in the workshop building our second hut. So the second hut is bigger, and what we let out to guests. We've sort of been, Sophie's been pregnant, so it's been, we're kind of at the end of the hut build now, and now Mabel's here, so it's all kind of had a really lovely sort of start, middle and end, I suppose.
Really lovely. So lovely
journey,
it's so nice. How do you find sort of the juggle between sort of doing work and renting out? Do you rent the hut on like Airbnb, or do you have a separate website?
So this, it has been it's been okay. So I was actually, this sort of thing really stresses me out. And everyone else is like super chilled. Ben's like, don't worry about it a bit. Liam's like, don't worry about it, it'll be all right. Sophie's like, we'll make it work, and I'm like,
sure.
I know what I'm doing. Like, I like to be prepared. Everyone else is like super chilled, so they've been sort of keeping me sane, really. But it has been a bit of juggling it around. So we are on Airbnb. We've only just gone to Airbnb. We've actually been doing the majority of it ourselves. So what was really important to us was that we can put across the feel for our customers, for what we want them to stay in, and to get like a personal feel to come into stay. And so I decided to do the Instagram. The Hut Life Instagram started at the first build, and it was kind of like dabbling, and then when we decided to do the second project, I kind of really decided, right, I can't do much of the build. I can paint, but I'm going to focus on the Instagram, and I'm going to, it's a really good tool for getting us out there and getting people seeing what we do. So that's why we're here right now, isn't it?
Definitely.
So it's made us, it's really helped us connect with like-minded people, which you'll probably find as well.
Definitely.
It's not other people just with shepherd's huts, but it's people with narrow boats, with vans, that whole sort of quirky living, quirky accommodation stays. And everyone's so friendly, so that has helped. That's really helped a lot, and I think people really like that. So mainly we've got most of our sort of bookings from Instagram and social media, which is
amazing.
So
do people just DM you, or do they email you, or
so you can email, but we try to direct people to our website, because again, the website says more than maybe what the Instagram does, but you know, when you go onto the website, you can really see quite clearly what
Yeah.
we're offering, what's there. That I've put, we worked with a really, really great website designer on it, and then Liam kind of went through and curated it and added bits. We added loads of information, so if anyone has any questions, like they want to know stuff, it's all on there. So we
amazing.
there, you can book on there, and it sends us a form which we sort of review and then accept, and then we generate an invoice. So we have a lot of steps with the whole booking process, our end. Straightforward customer end. But yeah, it's there's a lot to do, and it's me and Liam constantly go, because me and Liam do that side of things mainly. So it's me and Liam going, have you emailed this person, have you emailed them, send the key code to that person, so you know, so it's it works. Mistake share.
No, that's good. I like that you've got your booking system on your website as well. Can you remember the name of the website person?
Yes, he's Matthew Tap Design.
Perfect.
He's local to us. I think he's from South Molton, and we actually couldn't recommend him highly enough. He's been so brilliant, so easy, and we've just been able to like contact him really easily. So I definitely recommend him to absolutely everyone, because he's a great guy.
That's amazing. Pardon?
I said thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. I love that. No, it's really handy, because there's a lot of people who will be listening who might want to be starting up something themselves, and if there's a recommendation out there for something like that, it's so useful, because they can go and see your website as well, and they can see how lovely it is. And it's just really handy to have good recommendations. It can be a bit daunting if you're starting out with something and you're like, I have no idea where to look.
Website, like there are a few key things that me and Liam were like, we really wanted to spend on, or to get bookings and to put across how we wanted everyone to feel when booking or checking us out. The website was super important, and the imagery. So we did a photo shoot with Amy Chappell, again, amazing.
Nice.
Literally incredible. So she really captured our whole mood, our theme to a T, and you can see it, like everyone can see and has commented how great those pictures are. And she's a star.
That's so lovely. Can you talk us through your space that you have in the hut that people can stay in?
So our second hut is a bigger size than our little hut, which is our personal one. So our big hut is 13 foot by 7 foot, so still not huge, but it's big enough for what we want. Again, we built it on a towable trailer, so we can move it from space to space. So having my parents built a little hut and us having built a little hut, we have really learn what's important and what we value in a shepherd's hut, and to use it for the weekend. So a couple of things that are really important was to have a fixed double bed. So we've got a nice double bed. We like the round window feature, so oh my goodness, it was like, it really wasn't the easiest thing to achieve with this
to get the window in,
to get like, it's just like all the cladding had to be cut, and like the boys really, they did a good job, but it would have been easier to go on with a square window. We'll make it difficult, why not? Let's have a challenge. So we've got the round window at the end where the bed is, and then we've got the bookshelf, which was in our little hut. What separates the bed from the rest of the room is a little swag curtain.
Oh, cute.
It kind of separates the space and creates a little bit of a cozy area. So I kind of wanted to do the whole separating space thing, but a little bit different. So we put in a bookshelf, which I think works really well. through from the bed area to the rest of the room, but it just divides it and gives everyone a little bit of shelving to put the phones on, books on, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a nice, unique way of sort of, like you say, dividing a space without like closing it off.
I think because it's such a small space, we didn't want any dark corners. We wanted to keep it fluent and comfortable but cozy. And light and airy as well. We didn't want it to feel like claustrophobic. We've been in a lot of shepherd's huts before. I actually my bedroom was a shepherd's hut whilst I was a teenager in my parents' kitchen, and that was a very traditional it is a roller van, I think, but very similar to a shepherd's hut. It's very dark. The windows are very small and there's only a couple of windows. It's a very dark space. And I like the coziness, but I wanted the light. So we've got lots of windows. We've got, again, a key feature was double glass doors.
Nice. So all the light comes in.
So you can sit opposite the glass doors. You've got loads of light and you've got, a view. Which is like, again, really, I don't know, really important to us. It's we're really, I guess, passionate about bringing the outdoors in and sort of living sort of indoors and outdoors, together. So that creates that kind of really nice feel, nice and light and airy. So we also have a nice kitchen area, and it was quite tricky to decide how to work a small kitchen because it is small. It is small, but it works. So it's about making it functional without wasting space, basically. So we've made it work, actually, because what do you really need? A hob, which we've got. So we've got a hob, we've got a fridge, we've got a nice deep sink,
beautiful,
which is really great because when you're at the week, it's your weekend away, you don't, you want stuff in the sink. You don't want to piling up everywhere. So you've got a sink, and then the worktop covers the sink, so we've got like a removable worktop which goes in. So again, just like maximizing the space, really. And then we've got our lovely Anave stove, which we absolutely love.
Love Anave stove.
And it's the shepherd stove, so it's designed for the shepherd's hut. So
amazing. Does that mean they're really, really tiny?
It is tiny. When we got it out of the box, we were like, oh my gosh, it's so small. And then when you put it in the space, it just
works.
It's amazing how it just it works. Because our stove in our little hut, which is the one we use for our personal trips away, my dad built.
Lovely.
It is amazing. He built it from a gas bottle.
Amazing.
Really upcycled, but it works like a dream. So that really heats the space. My gosh, it's so hot.
That is such a good idea, though. If someone was wanting something like that, but perhaps on a smaller budget, or just wanted to do the upcycle side of designing, that is such a great idea of the gas bottle.
It's cool. It works well. We're lucky to have my dad. We'd be stuck about it.
We all need dads like that. I'm very lucky. I don't know where I am without my dad. So I completely understand.
Dads, aren't they?
They are. And we've learned so much as well during our builds from doing it that way as well.
Definitely. So I guess the final part that was quite important for us was to have a decking.
Cool.
Just to keep you off the ground. So our real drive for using shepherd's huts as a sort of staycation is because it's lovely here, like North Devon, it is lovely, and England is lovely, but you just don't get the weather. There's no guarantee, right?
No, that's it.
So if you can have a cozy space if it's raining and miserable, you don't mind.
No.
It's a little bit nicer than being in a tent when it's lashing it down,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with it. So the decking just means you've got that extra bit of space. In the sun, it's a nice area to sort of chill out on, or it's a place to sort of kick off your muddy boots and get outside. You're often around. So yeah, so that was, I mean, we on our personal little hut, we don't have a decking, but my parents do. So we kind of the Hut Life hut is a wonderful collaboration of the two. Yeah, which is really nice, actually.
Yeah, you've taken all the good points from both and put it into one. Yes. Oh, I love that. Oh, it's really cool. Can you talk us through, like, how did you guys make the design decisions? Like, was there one person who was quite design led, or did you have someone who was on Pinterest getting ideas, or is it just because of you guys have obviously been able to do a lot of building and you've been around sort of tiny spaces for a long time, so is it just because you've been so hands-on with that you had that clear idea?
I mean, Ben and Sophie have got a van, so they know a little bit about small spaces.
Cool.
Maximizing the use of small areas. So they manage, and they do a lot of camping and stuff, so they kind of have a decent sort of knowledge as well as Liam. So everything was done as a group, so everything was, there's not really one person deciding. Quite often I'd have an idea, or so I'm definitely the Pinterest person, but I have an idea. So for instance, the bookshelf, right? I wanted to do the bookshelf because I just felt like that would really make the space cool. And Ben and Liam,
that idea of the bookshelf.
Thank you. Ben and Liam were like, okay, Tilly, let's do the bookshelf. But I wanted the bookshelf going right up to the roof, So straight up, straight down. And Ben and Liam were like, do you think we should stagger the shelves? I was like, no, I don't. And then sort of like the next day or the next week, when it got closer to that side, like, do you think we should stagger the shelves? And I'm like, I don't want the shelves staggered. Like, listen to me, this is what I want. I came in and they'd done it, and they got, I've cut the shelves, so they're scaffolding planks that Ben picked up. So they cut we've cut the shelves as staggered, just see what you think. And I'm like, oh yeah, actually guys, you're right, it doesn't
really looked really nice. Oh, I love it.
And there was another time, so the opposite side to the shelves is so next to that we've got like the little like 2-seater sofa area. And at the end of the bench, it's like, what do we do with it? Do we put an armrest? What do we do with it? And Ben was saying, let's do kind of like a staggered effect to like mimic the
shelves that you've got.
And I'm like, I can't understand what you mean. I just didn't get it.
I
was being so stupid. Like what he was explaining to me, I was like, I have no.
Sometimes it's hard though, isn't it, to visualize something, because he's got it. He can see it in his mind already, but sometimes like getting that across, it is difficult.
Yeah, I was like, just do it. You know what you're doing, you do it. And I came in and I was like, oh yeah, so you mean that looks really good. So, it's a real collaboration of ideas.
Nice.
Liam's got really great ideas because Liam's got a background in design.
Wow.
Design, so he's so although he's had a bit of a career change, like he's very design minded and always has been. So we work well. There wasn't many arguments.
That's good. That's very good. If there weren't any arguments, were there any tough bits of the build? Did you come to any areas where like you felt like you were going like one step forward and 2 steps back, or
constantly? And I am an optimistic person, but not when it comes to builds. It feels like it's never ending. The list of problems. So the first thing I think we came across was the windows arrived, and I was like, they are too small. They're just like, they look really piddly in the space, like this massive trailer and these tiny windows, and everyone said it, like, oh my god, the windows are so small.
Oh no.
But we found homes for them,
Yeah,
slightly different than what we had in mind, and it works.
yeah,
It just works. So there's lots of things that happen. Sometimes they happen for the better.
yeah, like happy accidents.
Yeah, there were probably quite a few of those.
I love that.
Yeah, no, I mean, the painting is relentless.
Did you have to do a lot of layers of painting for it to get to the finish that you wanted? Did you have to do an undercoat and then?
Oh yeah, so we painted the tongue and groove like off the wall.
Yeah.
So that was the first. So like the primer we painted off the wall, and then
the
second primer on the wall, and then we had to do like 3 coats of the paint. And me and Sophie were there for hours painting. Oh, constant painting. It was ridiculous. But and to be honest, I think we're gonna have to do another load at the end of the season.
Oh really? Just to
keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that'll be my job as much as I'm not doing it. I'll probably end up.
You have to put some good music on, or podcast. Listen to a good Stitcher podcast.
Yeah,
to keep you going. You have to do things like that to keep you going. Sometimes I find it quite therapeutic doing a bit of painting, but I think when you're doing a project like that and you've got to do a lot of layers, and I'm sort of doing a little section in the van where I've decided to put some really beautiful paint, but I've got to do some primer first, and I know for it to work properly I've got to do like at least 3 coats, but luckily that's a tiny section, so like for you guys doing it in the whole van. And I always remember when we first did the van, and the cladding first came as like a magnolia colour, and straight away I knew it. I was like, I want to paint it white and have it all fresh white, and I swear as many times as I put that paint on, it still comes through. Yeah,
good way of doing that.
I think we'll forever see it because we're just used to it, but it still will look lovelier, and it will still look so nice as well compared to like the first time that it's sort of had its coat as well. So we just have to keep going.
Keep doing it. There's a lot, you see little areas and you're like, oh, I have to quickly get the paintbrush out and
touch them up. That's it. You have to carry a little jar of paint with you. So you've told us about your beautiful layout in the hut and your personal hut as well. With the one that people can stay in, have they got anywhere that they can have a wash or go to the toilet in? Is there like a separate area that you have decided to do?
So the Hut Life Shepherd's Hut is based at a campsite in Bishop Staunton, in North Devon. It's called Whitemore Farm. So we've sort of collaborated with a campsite owner who's given us this incredible space, which we sort of rent from him, so to speak. And it's got a beautiful view. So because the space that we've got is separate from the campsite and it's away from the campsite, so you've got this nice quiet off-grid. There's no running water, there's no electric, there's no mains hookup it's completely off-grid, so you're really getting that nice exclusive experience. That the downside of that is that we don't have your normal sort of bathroom, toilet, that kind of situation. So what we're currently doing is we're using the campsite facilities, which works really well. We timed it as like a 55-second walk, so you're completely out of that space, and it's literally a minute up the field.
That's good. That's great.
So actually for our first season, during the COVID pandemic, means that we don't have to do the COVID cleaning for the toilet because we do it. So that's one sort of stress off of my mind.
Definitely.
I can just focus on the hut and the hut paddock. So so in the Hut Life Shepherd's Hut, we have solar. So we're running on solar power, which works really well. So the lights are on the solar, so's the fridge, and we've got plug sockets as well, so you can charge your phone.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Did you
so
have to get quite a lot of solar for that to be able to charge up your fridge?
So there's 4 solar panels on the roof.
Okay.
So that completely covers the roof.
Yeah.
I don't know anything more about solar than that, I'm afraid.
No, that's all right though, because sometimes people
passionate.
think, oh, I can just have one panel and that will
No.
fix it. And like, you know, to be able to do things like generating energy for a fridge, you do need extra for that. But if you've got a space, like you say, on the shepherd's hut where you can just do the whole entire roof, that's perfect.
Yeah,
that's really,
so
really good.
I mean, I guess it's a bit different with a van or maybe a caravan, because when your van's running, it's charging, isn't it?
Yeah.
How it works. So you've kind of got use of that, whereas we are only solar power. Which
that's
is great,
lovely.
Yeah. So the flip side of that is we don't have any running water. So what we do for our guests is we have a drinks dispenser high up on a shelf.
Oh yeah.
So you just turn the tap, and you know you've got cold water. To get hot water, you just fill up the kettle and pop it on the gas hob.
Heat it up on the hob.
So we also use gas as well. So we've got a gas hob, because I think the hob would just drain the solar power too much.
Yeah.
And it's quite infrequent use of the hob. So
yeah,
that works really well. We really wanted to the whole hut life experience for us is more about sort of being rustic, getting back to basics, and enjoying the really simple and the slow experience of glamping. Without too much of the frills and
just that back to basics. That sort of slow living, slowing down and switching off.
Definitely. So that includes sort of, you know, really stripping back and taking time to like boil the kettle. And actually when you do these things, like it gives your, like, I don't know, your cup of tea a little bit more, it tastes a bit like, the whole experience. For our guests, we provide, is it a mocha pot? Is that what they're called?
They are, mocha pots.
To brew their coffee. And we provide a sachet of Exhale coffee.
Oh wow.
From the company Exhale, which provide healthy coffee with no nasties in.
Oh cool.
They're really great, to check them out. They've been really cool to sort of work with. So that's a little treat for our hut life guests is a little sachet of proper freshly ground coffee in your mocha pot, and that again takes time to brew. So it's going to fill the shepherd's hut with this lovely smell of evening.
Nice.
So you kind of get that really sort of wholesome experience, which we love. You know, that is what we do when we're away in our shepherd's hut. We have a little mocha pot, and we sit outside on the step with our gas stove, and that's what we do. So we wanted to bring it to other people, for them to just slow down and enjoy what's around them, because to be honest, the view there is really nice as well.
It sounds so beautiful. It sounds really idyllic. It sounds so pretty. So like, it's so nice to have that as well, and it just adds all to it as well. I think with the choice of choosing like cold water versus like electric water, like I really like that you've made it so that you are like off grid, and like you say, like heating up your water and just taking that time to do it. And I guess if people wanted to, like, they can pop some warm water into the sink and have a little face wash if they needed to. Do you find that you do that with your sort of personal van as well?
I mean, the kind of camping trips I used to have, it was always sort of a wash in the basin, or a wash. I mean, my parents used to take us camping when we were little, and we would bath in a tin bath.
You know,
like, that's how I did it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's very, I like rustic. I like going
Yeah.
back to basic, and I like that experience. It feels nice.
Yeah.
It feels good. But yeah, you can have a wash and sink, or you can head up to the showers, you know.
Yeah, you've got the options, haven't you? With the hut life hut, do you think you might, once like things are better and we know that the pandemic's like properly sort of gone or back to even more of a normal, do you think you guys might want to sort of have like a little hut there that's like a little bathroom hut that with permission you're allowed to build, or do you think that actually how it is working really well for like
I think, to be honest, like the stress side of it, like not having to deal with the toilet, because if we were to have a toilet and a shower, we would have to deal with like wastewater, that side of things, and emptying portaloos or composting toilets side of things. So that is really taking it on the next level. And when we all work time, the changeover already takes me an hour and a half.
It does,
to do. So it's not something I would rule out, and it has actually, me and my dad had a conversation about it the other day about how we could possibly build one. And it would be, I suppose, a little bit like the outhouse in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Have you seen that? Comes out of it, it's like time traveling outhouse thing. Kind of be a bit like a outhouse on a trailer, I don't know. Potentially it's a background thought.
Something maybe for the future. I like that. It's good though, isn't it? Like there are things that you might want to add on later on, and at the moment it's working really well. So with your personal hut, what do you guys do for when you need to go to the toilet? Because we've sort of said what is available with the campsites, but do you guys go on trips where you're not staying on a campsite?
So because we've got you know, it's a towable shepherd's hut, so it's like towing a caravan, although it's very small.
I see.
We haven't just pitched up anywhere, because
just too really difficult.
It's not really worth the hassle. Like around North Devon, I don't know if we went further afield, maybe we could potentially do that, but we mainly stay on sites. There's some really good sort of wild sites here in North Devon. One we're staying in a couple of weeks, where you can just pitch up anywhere, and there's panoramic sea views, and it's amazing. You can create your own.
That sounds so nice.
It's really lovely. We love it there. So we use the toilet facilities, or I've got a really good toilet thing, which is like a stool which folds out like that, and then it's got a toilet seat on it, and you put a bag underneath it.
I know what you mean.
I just packed some sawdust and some essential oils.
I
got a funny story actually. Once one of our first hut trips, I took a toilet tent because we were there for a few days. Set up the toilet tent, set up my toilet in it, with my bucket of sawdust and essential oils next to it, and we had a horrific storm, a really bad storm. I think it was our first hut stay, and we're right on like the edge of the cliff here. I'm hearing the tent next door, the toilet tent, like be like pushed around in the wind. And the next morning I go out, it was probably about 7 o'clock, and I go out and the toilet tent is gone.
But
the toilet is still there. Field. I was like, oh my god, that is so embarrassing. And when we put it up the day before, I heard this kid go to his dad, "What's that?" And his dad was like, "Oh, it must be a wardrobe."
No.
You know, it's a toilet tent.
I've seen these toilet tents as well, but maybe there's people that don't know out there. Do you have to put pegs in at the bottom? Because how did this toilet stay, but the tent went? Did you like peg it in?
Yeah, I did peg it down, but it was windy. It was really really, it just completely like still standing.
It was just still standing. Oh, that's amazing. So I just lost you a bit there. Were you saying that it just completely disappeared?
Yeah, the toilet tent just completely disappeared, and then the the toilet was just standing in the field on its own.
I love it. It's amazing. It's really, really cool though, because like things like that, like with toilets and stuff, like people don't always know what to do. And like, you know, in van life, there's a lot of things that you could put inside, but with shepherd huts and things like that, like you might not have the space for a toilet. You might do like a little like pull out toilet or something like that, but it's such a tiny space. Even the bigger ones are small as well, so it's nice to have that option as well, that you could just have like an outdoor loo, really.
I mean, I've seen shepherd huts with bathrooms in, and they're unreal. They're so gorgeous, and it's definitely something we would like. Maybe if we build another one, we would make it big enough it in. But our problem isn't really the space as such. It's more about connecting it, you know, the main side of things. You know, whether you compostable, whether you do blue loo, chemical, or it goes into the mains. You know, it's that side of things really. That is a bit tricky.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, it's the disposing of it, because if you're renting it out, your guests can't be the one who dispose of the loo. So it's something added on for you guys to do, isn't it? Whereas if it's your own space, you can go, oh, we're going to set up a compost loo, and that's done, and that's easy.
It's very different. It's very different doing it for yourself. Definitely.
I can completely understand that makes perfect sense. What do you want guests to feel when they are at the Hut Life? I know you said like some lovely details of like why you've created that space, and like you want people to sort of slow down and live slow. Is there something really particular where you're like, I just want, when my guests are here, I just want them to feel this?
I think we all just want everyone to just feel like they're sort of really back to basics. Really kind of chilled out. They've got, you know, they haven't really got to plug in and connect. You know, they can really sort of disconnect from everything and just enjoy what is right there. So whether it's the view, whether it's cooking on the campfire, you know, the whole living as a whole, to be slower and more meaningful and more enjoyable. Because how many times do we go away and we're connected, we're working from our laptops, even when we're on holiday, we're on our phones, and like you're never really fully present. And I think it's really nice to be able to go, I'm here with the person that I'm with, my partner or my sister or my parents, and I'm here to enjoy this space right now, and do everything that I'm doing meaningfully, and I'm fully experiencing it. And I think that to feel like that. And then also there's nothing like the feeling of when you're sort of, you spent the day at the beach, or you've been swimming or surfing, and you're around the campfire, you're playing games, or you're sat having a drink, or you know, and that feeling is like, I almost feel like it's like back to like an ancestral time. Do you know what I mean? Like it's really like ingrained within us. Everyone loves a fire. Everyone loves the campfire. Everyone's drawn to a campfire. I've always
it doesn't
found
matter
that.
the age, does it?
No.
I love that. No, I think it's so true. It doesn't matter what age you are, whether you're a little kid or you're like the grandpa or grandma, like everyone does love that, don't they? They love it.
Everyone's poking that air.
That's it. I love that, a space that you can just switch off completely. There's so much hecticness that I think goes on in our world, and like you say, with work and things, people find it hard to switch off from work. And where we're doing remote working now, there's quite a lot more people who are doing remote working, and maybe if you're new to that, it's hard to switch off if you're not used to sort of a rhythm of that.
We're just available, aren't we? We're constantly available.
That's it. Oh, that's so nice. I want to go stay there now. It sounds so relaxing. It sounds so lovely. Nice place to just switch off and unwind as well. Almost like a little retreat hub as well, I think.
And definitely. And what's really nice about our sort of hut life paddock is we've got kind of a few different areas. You've got lots of green space around you.
Yeah.
But you're kind of secluded within your own sort of separate paddock.
Oh, nice.
So you're nice and secluded, and if you've got dogs or children, you're quite safe within your space.
Yeah.
We've got the campfire and the seating area, but we also have this space next to it, which is nice and flat and nice and grassy. So if you want to bring friends along, or if you want to bring, children that want to stay in a tent, there is space there for
amazing.
2 tents, really. Yeah, to set up and get comfortable. And so you've got this nice little area that is exclusive to you, for you and your extended family or a couple of friends, for you to enjoy. It's not just space for couples, especially if you get great weather, just outdoors cooking and by the campfire. So yeah, it's really nice space.
That's so nice. And I guess people can just say to you, we've got like a few more people who would like to come, can we do that? And so they can just let you know beforehand.
Yeah, on our website, on our booking form, it says like if you've got additional people, you just
perfect.
So we've put a lot of thought into trying to get the booking form right for everyone. So it's
I like that, because it's not just tailored to just one person or two people. It's really nice. That's really lovely. I like that. Do you know if there's like with that area that there is, are you allowed to like come along with a van on there, or can people do that if they've got a small van? I know that's a little bit different, but like say someone already had a van but their friends were staying, like a couple were staying in the shepherd's hut, for example, like a birthday or something like that.
So at Whitemore Farm, they've got a tent camping area, and then they've got a van, a separate space for vans.
Amazing.
So it's hard standing, and it's got electric hookup as well. So it's not far from the hut life paddock at all. But it is a separate space, but it is set up for vans, which works really well. And it's really busy with vans, actually. You couldn't get a van down into our paddock because it's or not into our paddock, but into that field, because it's just it can be quite boggy.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That's so nice that that's there though, and like you say, it's not far to go as well, so if friends will want to stay, you can enjoy time together. And sometimes it's nice to have your own little space as well, which is really lovely. So with the space that you've explained to us both of your beautiful huts that you have there been any sort of like tips for storage and like tricks and things that you found that has really worked for small spaces?
I mean, using the underbed, so raising the beds higher. I would definitely recommend anyone doing a build. Like, headroom is so like in the ceiling, like there's such wasted space. So me personally, raise the bed, and storage goes under the bed. So that's what we've done for both of our huts, and it works quite well. So that is definitely one. Under seating as well, like for storage. That's kind of all those sort of things work really well. My mum is the person to talk to about finding good storage space.
Good storage solutions.
She's brilliant. She's got great ideas.
That's amazing. That's really cool. I like that though. I think that's so good, because like you say, if you have your bed lower, like all it is just extra head space on top of what you need. That's really good. And sometimes
use the underbed.
Definitely. And I think sometimes people have like even if they've got like the pull-out beds as well, you can still do the same, even like down the sides of the beds as well.
There's loads you can do. There's definitely
I love that. So on our Stitcher community, we always like to ask people and invite them to ask you a question, and the question is, what do I need to look out for when purchasing a hut? So some people have to purchase, like you guys have built your hut, but some people you have to put your hut onto a base, don't you?
Yeah.
be able to make it all work and to sort of is it like a tow, what do you call it, the like trailer, is it?
Yeah, so I mean, because we built ours literally from scratch,
Yeah.
we bought a trailer which is suitable for road use. So, you know the weight capacities and the towing capacity and all of that kind of thing.
Okay.
So you don't really get a traditional shepherd. We're so far from a traditional shepherd's hut, but a shepherd's hut is the concept.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, normally if you're buying a shepherd's hut, normally you can't tow them.
Okay.
So that is something to be, if you're going to buy one, it's they're stationary, and a lot of the time you have to get them craned in to your garden.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why it works really well on a trailer.
That's cool.
Yeah, so if you ever get to I've had quite a few people message me about them wanting to build one,
Yeah.
shepherd's hut with built onto a trailer that they can tow.
Yeah.
So I would say the two important things is know your weight capacities, and the legal requirements you need to meet to be able to tow legally on the road.
Yeah.
It'd be horrible for you to get out and out and about, and then for your vehicle or your hut to be seized because you're not within the weight restrictions.
Yeah, for your license.
Yeah, so you can really be, and the sort of the weight capacities are loaded, so that's with everything in it. And what your vehicle can tow as well. So yeah, so weigh the hut if you're going to build one, and make sure you're within regs, and the sizes is within regs for the road. Because we, especially here in the UK, our what we can tow, the sizes on the roads are completely different to America, where they have tiny homes. They have these massive tiny homes, which I don't think we'd be able to tow here. And the second really super, super important thing is people our age cannot automatically tow.
Yeah.
So Liam had to do a towing course.
Okay.
He had to do a test like you would a driving test.
Yeah.
His license. So a lot of people don't realise that because I don't know, maybe 25 years don't know why it just cut out.
That's okay, don't worry. I thought it was me this time. Can you see me okay?
Yeah.
I've got you there. Your video wasn't up at first. I was like, no, where'd she go? Don't worry about it at all, because I had it earlier as well. And I know that my brother up near London had it yesterday. So there's something weird going on. Like, I thought it was me, but
right.
You were just saying about that you think from like 25.
Yeah, so like it might be longer, but my dad can tow his car. He can tow anything, trailer or whatever, but Liam can't.
Yeah.
And it has changed, I don't know, 96, 97.
Yeah.
So most young people can't just automatically tow when they get their driving license.
Yeah.
So if you're planning on doing what we're doing, get your towing license.
That's really helpful. That's so handy to know, because it's something that you wouldn't necessarily think about, would you? And like you say, with the weight restrictions and things like that, with the actual towing, not the towing, the like trailer, with the trailer, do people need to look out for anything? Like, can you get some trailers that are like really rusty, or like...
I mean, I would probably like use your common sense.
Yeah.
The newer the better. You want to make sure your brake lights are working.
Yeah.
You want to make sure your brake's good, for one. And you kind of want it to be a flatbed, so you can literally build up. Our first little hut, the wheels were like on the side, we had to build up and like over the wheels. So you'll notice with our little hut, it kind of goes like this, and then it comes in like at the bottom.
I see.
Because the trailer was a lot smaller, and we had to build out. The other thing is our little hut was a single axle. Now we cut it off. We bought a new one about 2 years later. We cut it off and plonked it on top of a twin axle, I think it's called, which makes it a lot more stable for towing. So it wasn't
you won't want it wobbly.
Because originally I think it was my parents used it for like putting camping tents and stuff in.
Yeah.
So it was really, honestly so small, you would believe. So yeah, it kind of makes sure you've got a decent trailer.
Yeah.
With a twin axle is better, really.
Twin axles are much better, more stable, like you say.
Much more stable.
That makes perfect sense. Oh, thank you. That's a really, really good answer, and so helpful for people to know as well. Sometimes
there's so many
know those things.
No, there's so many things, and to be honest, we wouldn't have known had it not been for my dad, and had it not been for my granddad and Liam's dad. And everyone, our families is a handy people to know, really. They've got a lot of knowledge. Another thing, weight distribution when you're towing is really important. So you kind of need to do research so that you're safe on the road, because so many accidents happen with caravans and stuff like that. So
make sure like not everything's all at one end of the shepherd's hut. That makes sense. Yeah, that's perfect. That makes sense. So I always like to ask a question at the end of each podcast, and that's to do with sustainability. And that question is, sustainability wise, what do you wish that you or we had more of?
I don't see, like, because I'm a hairdresser, right? So my main thought goes to like shampoos and conditioners, like everything in plastic bottles. We work with a relatively sustainable and conscious brand called Aveda in the salon, which is one of the better ones to work for, or work with rather. But surely there's a better refill system. You know, there must be gallons of this shampoo and conditioner somewhere. You not just refill. Yeah, you know, like everyone uses shampoo and conditioner, so
that's it. Having the companies having a refill setup, because we can, if we want to, although it's not available enough, we could go to, like, for example, we've got like a natural food store where you can go and fill up your shampoo, your like your fairy liquid equivalent. I think it's like with that's it. But for the businesses, there isn't.
No, and I kind of feel like as a whole, you know, you have to go to like some cool and quirky like health food shops to do these things. Why is
and it should be everywhere.
the supermarket? Yeah, it should just be more accessible.
Completely agree.
Yeah, and also like, why do they still make like you know your sponges to clean with are full of plastic? Why do they still make that? Why isn't everything compostable and get rid of?
It doesn't make sense, does it? I think
and it's just so expensive as well. You know, it's just not available for us in the hut life. We provide obviously everyone with new sort of sponges and stuff to wash their plates and cutlery with. But every time we have someone check out, we have to chuck it away. We have to, especially with COVID. So it's not we don't have enough in the pot to keep buying something that is kind of like £3 more expensive, unfortunately. And that's something I would really like to work on within the hut life, is try to move towards more sustainable practices. I mean, we're always mindful. Everything at the moment, especially with COVID and everything, has to be single use, which we've taken a step back, haven't we? It's such a shame.
It's so hard, isn't it? It just doesn't make sense, does it? Like, if we just didn't have it provided to us that way, it just would resolve it all. And it doesn't have to be provided that way. It can be changed. I completely agree. That's really, really good answer. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, Tilly. Thank you for joining me today on the Tiny Sessions podcast.